Hi, BrenTech here, where tech is made simple. So Google has recently announced an update on their preparations for the DMA, the Digital Markets Act. So if you do find yourself in the EU, the European Union, then just to give you a heads up as to a couple of changes that Google will be making across their different products and services. Now, just a quick recap. As many of you will know, last year the EU enacted a new regulation called the Digital Markets Act, which applies to companies who have been designated as gatekeepers. And those gatekeepers, just to mention three examples, will be Google, Apple, Microsoft. Now, these new rules come into force, in case you're unaware, in just under a month and a half's time. That will be in March this year. So Google say because of this, they have begun testing and rolling out a number of changes to their products to get ready. So people and businesses in Europe will begin to see these changes in the coming weeks, as mentioned, leading up to March. Now, there's 4 changes that they have mentioned in this recent blog post to some of their Google products. So if you are tied into the Google ecosystem and find yourself in the EU, then you may find this of benefit and interest. Now, the first I'm just going to mention, the first is additional consents for linked services. Now, as many of you know, Google currently shares your data across their different Google products and services. So as an example, that would be Gmail, YouTube, Maps, Search, just to mention a couple of examples. And this basically is to help personalize your content and ads. So over the next weeks, they say they will be presenting European users with an additional consent banner to ask them whether some services can continue to share data for those purposes. So that's the first additional consents for linked services. The second of 4 we're looking at today are changes to search results. And Google has used an example of searching for hotels. Now, they mention that when you are searching for something like a hotel, they often show information to help you find what you need, like pictures and prices as part of those results, as we can see in my example given. Now, over the coming weeks in Europe, Google says they will be expanding their testing of a number of changes to the search results page, where they will introduce dedicated units that include a group of links to comparison sites from across the web. So as an example, for categories like hotels, they will also start testing a dedicated space for comparison sites and direct suppliers to show more detailed individual results, including images, star ratings, and more. So basically with this, Google will be giving you a lot more comparison, not just limited to a few hotels as an example. Then the next one is for Android phone users using Google Chrome, where Google has said, and this is the third change, that Android users will gain simpler default search engine and browser switching using the new choice screens that will be displayed during device setup and within the Chrome app. So that third change is choice screens on Android phones. And then the last one is data portability. And as many of you may know, you have the ability to download or transfer a copy of your data from the more than 80 Google products that are listed on the Google Takeout page. And this is actually quite handy as a backup if you do want to download your data. I have spoken about this on the channel previously. So as part of the data portability change, Google says to meet new requirements around moving your data to a third-party app or service, they will soon be testing a data portability API for developers. So data portability is the 4th change. And as mentioned, those are the 4 changes that are taking place that Google has made an update to their preparations for the Digital Markets Act. So at this stage, regarding all this EU DMA and the regulations that's going on, it does seem that the EU is the place to be if you want all the best features for browsers and Windows, as an example. And Google does say that they will share more details on the final changes they are making to comply with the new rules ahead of the March deadline. And obviously, when I get wind of that, I will keep you guys posted, especially if you do find yourself in the European Union. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.